going to be doing my final attempt, so to speak, for the February Challenge Club, where we are only able to use plant-based colorants. And this one is going to be kind of like my no-waste soaps, where I'm using scraps and pieces from prior batches to make this soap. And this is going to be a Cosmos star theme soap. So I'm going to be using this loaf, which actually makes, it doesn't look very big, but it actually makes 20 bars of soap. So instead of doing my 2 individual those purple molds, I'm going to be using this one so that it just can be a lot easier to pour. Now with this one, I'm going to do the requirements for the advanced category, where we have to have at least 3 colors, I think it is. And then you have to do, oh yeah, it is 3 colors, and one of them has to be a combination of 2 of the colors. So that can be 2 actual plant-based colors, or one of them can be your actual batter, just a plain color. So I'm going to be doing Madder Root from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I have activated charcoal from Essential Depot, and then natural indigo from Brambleberry. And I'm going to do, and I want to do lines with this. So I'm going to do the base of activated charcoal, then I'm going to do a mix of activated charcoal and indigo, then I'll do a layer of indigo, then a layer of indigo and madder root, then a layer of madder root, and then a layer of basically an uncolored and the madder root. So that would be another color. And then the very top, which I actually probably will not pour in here, is just going to be natural soap batter. And I have a little mold over here that has some other soaps in it that were left over from another batch that's natural that I'll pour into it. And this, if I cut it, I have a little saran wrap over it. If I cut it a certain way, I can get 4 bars of soap out of that. So the ones that I've done so far, and this isn't actually part of the challenge, but this one is a goat's milk soap that is colloidal oatmeal and chamomile tea. So it's a nice, kind of a creamy tan color. And I did use this. I had some leftovers of that from my trimming, and I used that in this soap. That's what those little trees are. And this one came out really cool. This one I would not use as my main entry because I have to have those 3 colors combined. The problem is you really can't tell. So the top, I had, I believe, 4 different colors in there, and then the ones in the middle, you really can't tell, and you have to have defined lines. Yes, I had defined lines there, but these are 3 separate botanicals making up the green. This one was actually the first one I made. This one was not going to be one for the challenge, but I did do different colors here. So I have 1 color, actually 3 colors. I've got the 3 colors, 1, 2, 3, and then the combination in the middle. And then I had done sheep's milk with this, and sheep's milk has a very high fat content. So I was having a little bit of trouble with that because I tried adding the lye to it, and the fat saponified like within minutes. So I ended up having to scrap that and then add in the sheep's milk into the oils and do it differently there. Also, the fragrance that I had used for this was something that somebody else wanted. How it accelerates. So I ended up making that, chunking it up, and doing it that way. But I do have some of the leftover scraps in here. And then the final one that I had done, this will probably be my main entry. This is the lavender patch, and I do have my 3 colors very obvious here. I've got the 2, and then I have the combined color, and I actually have indigo up top as well. So this one was alkanet, madder root, and then the combination, and then the blue here. So I do have pretty good defined lines there. The blue here is the indigo. And I did a kaleidoscope and then put the kaleidoscope in the middle of like this loaf, and then I poured my layers there. So you have to have defined layers. Anyway, my little scraps that I had set aside, I divide up into layers. So they look rough right now, but these are stars. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers that I'll have for sure that will be with those colors. So, and then these 2 are little moons. So this will go in the indigo, not indigo, activated charcoal layer. This will go in the activated charcoal and indigo. This one will go into the indigo. This will go into the indigo and the madder root. This will go into the full madder root. And this last one will be the madder root plus the plain soap. And then that 7th layer I won't, because this will, you know, obviously make up soaps. That 7th layer will not happen in here, and that'll get poured separately. And then I have some little column molds that I'll pour them in to use for another batch. Okay, the fragrance I'm using, I like to do essential oils when I'm doing these natural colorants. And this is similar to one that was the Nature's Cosmos that I made last year. And it does have a little bit of orange, but this one has patchouli in it, and it didn't, because patchouli is dark and it didn't really discolor. And then this one had, let's see, some orange in it, and that one didn't really discolor. So I'm hoping that this will not cause too much of an issue. Also, when I do the essential oils in natural soaps, essential oils are insanely expensive, and it does require a lot of scent in general to be used in cold process soap because of the saponification process. You do have to have a certain amount of fragrance for it to make it through. So what I typically do when I do natural soaps is I only fragrance a portion of the soap. It's still going to smell amazing, and I can just fragrance certain layers. So the soap itself still smells really good, but I'm not wasting the product, the essential oils, or the expense on fragrancing the entire batch of soap. So when you're using it, you're still getting a great smell, a great scent. So that's what I typically do. So like this one, I only fragrance that portion. This one is not fragrance, but when you're using it and you smell it, it still smells amazing, and you get that scent as you're using the soap. Typically when I use fragrance oils, I'll do the whole batch depending on what it is. So anyway, because of the orange color in here, I'm only going to be doing it to those that it won't affect. So I'll be doing it like in the madder root layers. I'll do it in the black layer with the activated charcoal. I'm not going to do it in this one because the indigo, the blue, and the orange may not be very pretty. Now the fragrance blend that I did, I have lavender, Litsia. I need to look that up. I'm not sure if you say it Litsia or Litsi. It's a citrus scent. Spearmint, lime, and orange Valencia. That orange Valencia is what's giving it its color. And then I also have some kaolin clay in there to help anchor the scent. Now the kaolin clay does not add color. We're not allowed to use clays for color in this, but we did get the okay to add kaolin clay in there for that. So I think that's what I've got set up there. My lye is cooled off. My oils need to come down a little bit more in temperature, and I'm going to go ahead and separate it because I'm going to do it in layers and let each layer set up before I pour, because I don't want to break into that bottom layer. So this soap is going to take me some time today to get done, to get all those layers. So I'll pause it, come back and forth and do some other activities work-wise outside of soap making. So you'll see the sun kind of go across as I make this one. I think I have everything ready to go. So we will come back once I have that first layer ready to make.